Hello there, beauty ravers, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Raven, and this is where I like to rave about beauty. And if you would ever so kindly hit that like and subscribe button to become part of my little family here on YouTube, it means so much to me. Now, without further ado, let's jump on into the video. Hi guys, today we are talking about my top 10 favorite green eyeshadow palettes. And I'm so excited because green is one of my favorite colors. It's one of my favorite colors to play with on my eyes as well. So I have tons of palettes that I absolutely love that are super green heavy. But I'm going to talk about my top 10 today. So let's jump on into it. So we're going to start with 10 being my least favorite and 1 being my most favorite. So let's get on into it, but just so you know, I do love every one of these palettes with all of my heart. I just had to rank them because I thought it'd be a little bit more fun. I guess I didn't have to, but I thought I did, so that's what we did. Number 10, I'm going to have to give it to my Emerald palette from Profusion Cosmetics. Now, Profusion, oh my goodness, let's talk about Profusion. If you're not familiar with them, they're a drugstore makeup brand, and this palette, 10 shades, $5. I know. I didn't believe it either. And it's actually really good quality, which is like also super unbelievable, right? I know. It's shocking. You should definitely give Profusion a shot if you haven't already. You can find them at Walmart, where I found mine, but they also have an online store, and you can also probably find them at other retailers, but Walmart is where I found all of mine, or most of mine. I did buy some things online. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the emeralds today, and I found this at Walmart, and it is a very beautiful palette, and it's got a mixture of mattes and shimmers, which is super nice, and I think this would be a great palette for, you know, any green look you're trying to do. The only reason it's in last place is because the formula is more buildable. However, it does build, so we're all good there, but it is a more buildable formula overall, and the other ones are going to get more and more pigmented as we go, and I love a pigmented shadow, so that's kind of the reason for it being in 10th place, but honestly, still a really good quality palette, and for $5, I mean, come on, $5, 10 shades, and it performs well. I don't know how they're able to sell things so affordable, but go you, Profusion. You keep doing you. Keep doing you. Now, number 9 is going to be probably no surprise to any of you. It's a Colourpop palette. I know. Can you believe that Colourpop is in this category? It's not like they have 100,000 green eyeshadow palettes or anything, right? But number 9 is going to be the Meant to Be palette from Colourpop. And I'm sorry I'm blinding you. The Meant to Be is a good palette, no doubt, no doubt. This little cutie will only set you back about $12, which is at a super affordable price, so we love that. However, I feel like this palette does lack depth. A lot of depth, if I'm being honest. I can create a cohesive look in this, but it is, for the most part, going to be a softer look. And again, it's a pastel. It's Mint, you know. It's not my all-time favorite green to play with. I love Mint, don't get me wrong. My favorite greens are either neon, obviously, or like grungy greens. Love those. But Mint's just not really my favorite. I do like it, but it's just not my favorite. So, that's why it's in 9th place. Again, it lacks depth. But besides that, it's a pretty good palette, and I do like it quite a bit. Number 8 is going to go to the palette I'm wearing today, actually, and that is the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow Palette in Hot Jalapeño. This little cutie is only $3 at the drugstore as well, and I mean, it actually creates such a beautiful look. I'm just going to try and give you a little peep at that real quick because I know the glasses are fogging up the show, but this created this, and I mean, we see the pigment. We see the payoff. Like, it looks good, okay? I like the look I created. I think it's super cute. I'm putting my glasses back on so I can see. Okay, that's better. I can actually see you now. But yeah, this palette is super cute and so affordable. I highly recommend this. Another great affordable green eyeshadow palette for my green lovers out there, aka me. Hi, it's me, your girl. But no, I really do like this one, and I think it's pretty cohesive for only having 4 shades. I think you get a pretty good array. So yeah, I'm not mad at it. Number 7 is going to go to a palette that I've gotten recently, actually, and this is going to be the Nook Ink palette from Colourpop. Another Colourpop palette? I know, it's crazy. Could you imagine that? But this palette is really cute. Again, only 4 shadows, and I mean, it is typical Colourpop. It's nothing special. I know you only get 4 shades, and one of them is glitter. I'm mad about it, too. One of them's a sequin shadow. I'm mad about that, too. This one was hard to rank. because I do like the color story in this, and that's why it ranked a little bit higher than the other ones. But I also don't think you need this. So I'm like over here, like I want to rave about it, but at the same time, I kind of want to complain about it. So I'm very in the middle with this, which is kind of why it's kind of in the middle. So, yeah, that's where I stand with this palette. I do think it's good for a green eyeshadow palette, and I do like the looks I've created using it. However, it's not nearly as good as the next palettes I'm going to be talking about. So keep that in mind. This was kind of like the bottom ones, and now we're getting into the top ones, which means these are all tops technically. You know, I'm thinking about it too much. Let's just move on, shall we? So NumberSix is a palette that I do love very, very much. And this is going to be the Glamlight Taco palette. Oh my goodness, do I love this thing. It's so cute. Can we just talk about the taco? Like, honestly, nom, 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 nom. Like, honestly, I just want to eat this. Like, it's so cute. I can't. Anyway, but the color story inside, oh my God. No! Oh no, I stabbed one of the shadows. There's like a big old hole in the red now. So, beside me stabbing the shadow just then, this palette is really, really pretty, and we do have some beautiful pops of green in there, but we also have a lot of other colors to play with. I didn't want this to be an only monochromatic green eyeshadow palette video. I wanted it to be my favorite green eyeshadow palette, so that doesn't mean that they're only gonna have greens in them. I like this one because you get other colors and you can create more cohesive looks with this. And it's a little bit more fun and a little bit more bold than the other options I've shown so far. So I really do love this taco palette, and the formula, I can't get enough of Glamlight's formula. I actually did make an order today from Glamlight because they were having a 30% off everything sale, and you know, your girl had to get some more glosses. I have to try their lashes. I haven't tried that. But everything I have tried from Glamlight has been top-notch quality, and this is no exception to that. Absolutely love this palette, and that is why it's ranking in 6th place. But I do love this next one just a tad bit more. So NumberFive is going to go to the Kush Queen palette from Peachy Queen Cosmetics. I have said it before, I'm not a huge fan of the theming. I'm just not into these party favor palettes. I don't really know why we're doing that. It seems like a weird thing to advertise and promote. I'm not against cannabis. I'm really not, guys. Could you have guessed? I'm really not. But I don't really get it with the makeup. It's kind of like the alcohol themed palettes and just all of that in general. I just don't really understand where they're going with that. But the reason I love this palette so much has nothing to do with the theming. It has everything to do with the color story on the inside, as it should. And look at this beauty. I mean, can you not love this? I love it so much. I think it's beautiful. Again, you have more pops of bright, bold colors, not just green, but you have so much to play with in this palette that can create some really fun creative looks, and I've loved every one of them. I just love Peachy Queen's formula overall. It's just really, really good, highly pigmented, blends like a dream, and just, oh my goodness, the metallics in here, so good, man. I love this blue. I know we're talking about greens, but this blue is killer, but these greens also are just such good greens. I love this grass green. Oh, it's perfect. It reminds me of my nails today. I just really love this palette, and I highly recommend. I mean, I recommend all of these, but top-notch palette over here. So now, clocking in at number 4, it's going to be the Glamlight Burger palette. I just love this palette so much. I know not everyone is a fan of the big, bulky, food-themed packaging, but I absolutely adore it. I think it's the cutest thing. I love their aesthetic. Personally, I think Glamlight is killing it packaging-wise, but also formula and color story. I mean, they're just killing it across the board. I really do see them taking off in the near future, and I cannot wait to see it. I really hope it comes true for them. But this palette is so cute. Okay, let's go over it. It's squishy like an actual burger. You see the sesame seeds, and then you open it up. You get an adorable burger of color. I'm just obsessed with it, and seriously, it's so freaking cute. Again, I could just nom nom nom. Anyway, but the greens in here are so good. I know, again, it's not an all green palette, and I honestly like that more, but like the greens that they do give you in here are so good. And the shimmers, oh my god, Glamlite shimmers are like out of this world. Seriously so good. An indie brand you need to check out. I mean, you need to, okay? I'm sorry, but if you haven't already, you're missing out. I promise you that. But this palette is just really good for them green looks. I promise you that these 4 greens that you get in here are all beautiful and play so nicely together. But yeah, that's enough rambling about this bad boy. Let's jump into number 3. So number 3 is going to go to my Dose of Colors Cutting Edge eyeshadow palette. It is such a grungy green lover's dream in here, aka my dream, and I absolutely love the looks I come up with whenever I use this. I can get a similar look to the look I'm wearing today actually with this palette, but this palette does retail for $32 versus the $3 the e.l.f. palette retails. So if you're on a budget, I probably recommend e.l.f. over this one, but if you are wanting to splurge a little bit and treat yourself, I definitely recommend Dose of Colors, honestly any of their palettes, but this one is their green one, so that is why it's here and the others are not. But honestly, Dose of Colors overall is one of my favorite brands, and I highly recommend this palette. So now, coming in at number 2, this is for number 2 is the Mandalorian from Colourpop. And I mean, I love this palette so much for the theming alone, but listen, take away the theming because we're not here for the theming. We're here for the eyeshadow. We're here for the color. We're here for the green. And that's why you can take away the theming and I would still rank this palette number 2 because this color story, again, a grunge lover's dream. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. There's a super shock shadow in here, which is gorgeous, and I love that formula. And honestly, let's applaud Colourpop for a moment because no pressed glitters. What? I know it's crazy. It's wild. Crazy concept. But it contains no pressed glitters, which I absolutely love. So that is why it's coming in at number 2. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, number 1 spot. Again, this is 2, number 1 spot. I messed up on. Okay, listen. So while doing this, I collected my green eyeshadow palettes. I thought I went through and narrowed it down to 10, but apparently 11. Apparently there was a sneaky little goose let loose in here, and it made its way into this ranking. So these are both gonna come in at number 1. I know, is that cheating? Probably, and if it wasn't my video, my channel, I probably wouldn't do this, but because I don't care, this is my heart speaking, so we're gonna let it roll, we're gonna let it ride, because here's the deal, both of these palettes, I really do think I would rank like in the same spot too. I can't rank one above the other, in my opinion, I really can't. They're different shades of green too. So I mean, I think it works. Let's shut these lips and get into the 2 that I picked for number 1. So the first one that I put in first place is going to be the Gemini Melt Cosmetics palette. This palette is so gorgeous. By the time you're seeing this, you have already seen this on my channel twice now. So if you haven't, then definitely check out those 2 videos. But I recently did a collab with my dear friend Lisa with this palette, and I never have a bad time playing with it. In that collab, I mostly focused on this side of the palette with the more honey mustard yellow shades. But the reason I wanted this palette so badly was mostly because of the greens. And that was the first look I ever did with this palette. It is on my channel. It's a beautiful green look. Again, kind of similar to this look that I created. This is a $58 palette, I believe. Yes, I think. So again, e.l.f. is winning in the more affordable category of a grungy green palette. But this is such good quality. And if you are, again, looking to splurge a little bit, this is the one I recommend for you because it is just so good. Again, we have an affordable one, we have a mid-range one, and then we have the high-end one. So we have the e.l.f. one for $3, we have the Dose of Colors one for $32, and then we have the Moon Cosmetics for $58. So it really just depends on which price range you're looking to spend for your grungy green palette, but there is one for all of you. So I love this one with all of my heart, and I definitely think it deserves to be in first place. I reach for this all the time, and whenever I do, I know that the look I create with it is just gonna be flawless no matter what. These shadows are just so buttery soft and blend so nicely. I just love it so much, and I can't wait to try more from Melt. Now, also coming in at number 1, we have the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Palette Pistachio. Okay, this palette is just super, super cute. And for the right day, it is the perfect green palette. And here's what I mean. Some days I want to feel the grungy vibes, right? But if I'm feeling more of a bright, grassy green vibe, this is the color story that's gonna do it for me. And can you see why? I'm sure you can, because look at these beautiful, bright, rich, pigmented greens, and they all are very pigmented. I just love this palette so much, and the shimmers, oh my goodness, the corresponding shimmers are so glitzy and good, powerful. For $18, I believe is what it retails, it is just so good. I highly recommend this. I mean, BH is really knocking my socks off lately. Their quality formula has improved so much in the last couple of years, and I'm just so proud of them, and I can't wait to see what more they do. But when I saw this palette and I had tried the cotton candy one, I was like, I need it in green, because the cotton candy one's the pink or purple version of this, but I knew there was a green one, and I was like, if they restock this, it has to be mine. Like, it's one of those things. Green's my favorite color, so this had to be mine. So glad they restocked. So glad I got my hands on it. And if you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend you do so. So that's why I thought these two should be able to rank in the same space. I could not choose between the two, and I accidentally put in 11, and my brain didn't know what else to do. So I could have started this video over and somehow taken one out, but honestly, all of these palettes deserve to be here. All of them had their place, and I didn't want to take any of these out, but top 11 doesn't sound chimey enough, so top 10 sounds better, right? I'm right. I hope you don't take offense, because technically I cheated. Let's just shove that under the rug. We can pretend that never happened, shall we? Yes. But anyways, these were my top 10 green recommendations for you, and I hope that you enjoyed them, and let me know, do you own any of these palettes? Do you feel the same? Do you feel differently about them? I want to know your thoughts and opinions, so leave them down below. But I hope we had some fun today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and stay beautiful. Mwah.